Hi, I'm Michael Jackson Heimos with Santa Monica's Morgan Wixon Theater, here with a talkback conversation with Stephen Flowers. Now, Stephen's been doing shows at the Morgan Wixon for years. He's a breath of sunshine anytime you see him. He's a talented actor, got a great personality, and he's really smart too. Let's meet him. Hi, Stephen. Thanks for doing this talkback with me today.
Well, hello, Michael Jackson Heimos. Thanks for having me.
So, according to Facebook, you are from Brooklyn. Were you born and raised in Brooklyn?
Yes, indeed. Born and raised, born in Kings County Hospital, right in the middle of Brooklyn. And yeah, just lived there all my life until I went off to school.
Were you interested in theater as a child, or how did that become a part of your life?
Well, I mean, you can ask my parents. I definitely was a ham when I first arrived on the scene. When I was first called to places. I kind of fell into theater in elementary school. I remember we had our music class, which is one of the joys of having music in schools. Thank God for arts programs. And our arts teacher would just call me up to sing certain songs, and I was just like, oh, this is fun. I get to sing in front of everybody. Oh, where else can I do this? And then we started doing our school plays, and it was all over from there.
Well, doing some investigative reporting on Facebook, I found out that you went to MIT. What did you study there?
I studied mechanical engineering in school, actually. From when I was very young, I was mega interested in roller coasters. I mean, I don't know if you can see behind me, I have a little Lego roller coaster right here. Just always love them, still do love them. It's one of the reasons why I'm always at the amusement parks now. So grew up wanting to design them, and then got to school and studied. But then when I left, I found out that I had a little bit more of a passion into a bit more of the technical side, a bit more of the computer data-based side. So that's where I got into my current position in tech and activation for a advertising agency.
So at the Morgan Wixon, can you tell me some of the roles that you have done there?
You know what? I'll start off with the first in 2008. My debut to Los Angeles theater was very much in the buff. I played Horace from Full Monty in that show, and it was great. A 23-year-old playing a 50-year-old, but busted out a couple of acting chops. Thank you, Anne. And so that was my very first. It was very fun, and I've also played all these different roles with the Morgan. I played Bird Seller / part of the tenor trio in Sweeney Todd, which was great. That's one of my favorite shows ever. And also I was in Chorus Line as the understudy, where we met. Chorus Line as the understudy for Greg, which was excellent. Got to test every single ounce of my dancing ability. That was challenging, to say the least.
Because you're not a trained dancer, are you?
I am not a trained dancer, besides doing a little mashed potato here and there. But as far as doing a double pirouette into a stag leap and then lay out, I was like, can we go back to the step touches? Those were great. Those were everything to me. I'll say this. I always say that I will never forget that dance, because it is all the way locked in here from how many times we had to do it.
Great, because we're going to do a 10-year anniversary performance. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, lovely. I'll get my leotard. And most recently, I was Horton in Seussical, which was great. And also, the Audrey 2 was the last role that I played. Audrey 2 in Little Shop of Horrors, which was a dream role of mine, and never thought I was going to be able to get the chance to play it, but I was able to go and eat some humans. Another Saturday.
And you were the voice of Audrey too.
I was the voice of Audrey too, and we had the incomparable Matt Artson puppeting the plant itself. All three of the plants.
That plant is so big it takes two of you.
Oh my God, that plant was, pun intended, that plant was a beast.
What has been your favorite role so far?
Ooh, well, of course, they're all favorites.
Of course.
But, you know, where I had the most just fun as far as being able to play around, I'd probably say horse. The very first one, just being able to get up there, act out what I would interpret it would be to be 20, 30 years older than myself at the time. I drew a lot from older members of my family. And also the first and only time that I was doing splits on stage, because these knees aren't doing that anymore.
Horse, what can you do for us? Well, there's the bump, the stomp, the twist. Oh, my breakdancing days are probably over, but there's always the funky chicken. Well, there you go, Horse. Jeanette, one funky chicken. When I was just a little nipper, Daddy told me, son, that thing there underneath your zipper can be lots of fun. When you get a little older, you'll understand that everything in the world like a, here I go now, hit me. Oh, hit me twice. Ah, oh, hit me 3 times. Woo! Yeah. Ow! I do the monkey, the mashed potato. I do the jerk. Now watch me work. You're hired. Ow!
Last year, you joined the Yes Committee at the Morgan Wixon.
I did.
I was wondering if you can tell me why you joined the Children's Theater Program.
Yes, so I've been working with the youth program for a couple of years now. My first show was in 2013 when I helped out with Beauty and the Beast. And it was Tracy Saltzman and Anne who reached out and said, hey, we're gonna need some help as far as running backstage crew. Wondering if you'd be able to help out. It was myself and it was Danielle Morris. And we were like, sure. These kids always come and help out. They're always the first ones to come work backstage, helping out with costumes, doing everything for the main stage shows. Why shouldn't it be the opposite? Why shouldn't we go help out with these shows? And that, like I said, that was 2013. And since then, I've done every youth musical since. So when Tracy approached me and said, hey, so you've been doing this, and it was Tracy and Miriam, you've been doing this, would you like to be on the Yes Committee just to help out as far as show selections at an annual basis, policy direction, things along those lines? It's like, yes, let's do it. This, again, I'm just become heavily invested in the kids, their future, their well-being, the well-being of the theater in general. So it only made sense to me. So the rest was history as far as joining last year.
So looking forward, if you could cast yourself in any role, what role would that be in what show?
Woo! Well, I mean, I can't be Effie in Dreamgirls. We haven't gotten there yet. But
never say never.
I know. But you know what? I would stay in the same show. I would love to. One of my first big musicals was Dreamgirls, and we did that in high school, and I played James Thunderbird Early, and I'd love to see what 30-plus-year-old Steven could do with that role. So yeah, that would be a great one to play.
Well, I could sit and talk to you forever because you're one of my favorite people, but our time has come to an end. So thank you so much for joining me today. And I can't wait to see you on the stage as soon as we open and you can get in a show.
Oh, and you as well, Michael Heimos. I'm so glad we had this time together.
Thank you, Carol Burnett. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye, dear.
Great.
Yay, that was fun.